explain a little bit about how you would implement tariffs on the film industry, kind of how that would work?
Well, that's a different story, but our film industry has been decimated. A lot of it's been taken to other countries, and a big proportion. And I'm actually going to meet with some because, you know, there's some advantages, I guess, and I'm not looking to hurt the industry. I want to help the industry. But they're given financing by other countries. They're given a lot of things. And the industry was decimated. If you look at how little is done in this country now, you know, you think we were the ones. We used to do 100, not long ago, 100%. Now we do almost like very little. It's shocking. So we're going to meet with the industry. I want to make sure they're happy with it because we're all about jobs. That's all what I'm, you know, it's very important. It's a big industry, but it's an industry now that's, it's really left, it's abandoned the USA where it started. And we'll get it back.
Così Dio mi aiuti e questi santi Evangeli che tocco con la mia mano.
Così Dio mi aiuti e questi santi Evangeli che tocco con la mia mano.
Così Dio mi aiuti e questi santi Evangeli che tocco con la mia mano.
Così Dio mi aiuti e questi santi Evangeli che tocco con la mia mano.
Così Dio mi aiuti e questi santi Evangeli che tocco con la mia mano.
Così Dio mi aiuti e questi santi Evangeli che tocco con la mia mano.
Chinese travellers' spending rose 8% year-on-year during the May Day holidays to $24.92 billion. The holiday, one of the country's longest, is closely watched as a barometer of Chinese consumer confidence. But the rise was still off pre-pandemic levels, and the country's services activity expanded at the slowest pace in 7 months in April. Consumption in the world's second-largest economy has suffered amid sputtering growth and a prolonged property crisis. Plus, the fallout from the US-China trade war is set to deepen the pain. China's tourism ministry recorded 314 million domestic trips during the holiday, an increase of 6.5%, while the number of transactions using Weixin Pay, a popular payments app, rose by more than 10% year-on-year. There was a notable increase in restaurant spending. Meanwhile, China's services sector saw new order growth slacken from March, weighed by tariff uncertainty. Despite stronger than expected economic growth in the first quarter, supported by government stimulus, China's economy continues to face persistent deflationary risks. About 48% of employees in China worked in the services industry in 2023. And the sector contributed 56.7% to total GDP last year. But Donald Trump's trade actions may hit the manufacturing sector hard and hurt business hiring plans and consumer confidence.
Once a bustling tourist industry has grown quiet in the scenic mountains of Pakistani Kashmir. Residents in the divided Himalayan region rely heavily on visitors, but simmering tension with India has changed that. On Sunday, when Reuters visited Pir Chinasi, a popular hilltop near the Indian border, hotels and restaurants had few guests. Authorities had advised caution for the area, fearing an Indian strike. Local restaurant owner Muhammad Sagir says he's seen slum in business and blames road closures near the border. Abra Ahmed Butt, a spokesperson for the All Kashmir Hotel Association, says he sees no end to the uncertainty.
देखिए नीलम वैली में इस वक्त तकरीबन 370 के करीब होटल गेस्ट हाउसेस.
There are currently around 370 hotels and guest houses in Neelam Valley. We've had zero occupancy for the last 8 days because tourists aren't allowed beyond the marble checkpost.
जफराबाद में तकरीबन इस वक्त 170-80 के करीब होटल गेस्ट हाउसेस हैं.
The same situation is in Muzaffarabad, where there are around 170 to 180 hotels and guest houses. It's not just the hotels affected. Small shops, traditional food restaurants, and the entire market there have suffered.
पड़ता था वो सारी चीजें बैठ गई हैं एकदम.
Across the border in the Indian Kashmir, hotels and houseboats are offering discounts of up to 70% after tourists fled following the attack. A travel agency in India-administered Srinagar says houseboats now sit empty after bookings were cancelled following the attack. Kashmir has long been a conflict zone, with India and Pakistan both claiming it in full but ruling it in part. However, a ceasefire that largely held for 4 years saw a tourism boom. It sent 3 million tourists to India Kashmir and 1.5 million to the Pakistani side last year. Then last week, an attack on tourists in Kashmir left at least 26 dead, sparking a fresh crisis. India has accused Pakistan of involvement in the attack, which they deny, despite fear of an Indian response. Some, like Saeed Yasir Ali, still made the trip from Islamabad.
The situation is very peaceful here, and then the tourists, you can see, like, if you can see move around, the lot of tourists, they are like coming here. So I think so there is not a specific fear as people, what they are thinking is in their imagination. In actual on grounds, it's safe.
India accused Pakistan of involvement in the attack, which Islamabad denies. In response, Pakistan claims it has credible intelligence that India is planning military action.